I am feeling so confident, dating in my 60s, and feel good in my body for the very first time in my life. I never had that. I just came into that a couple of years ago and celebrated my 60th birthday hiking rim to rim across the Grand Canyon. It was just a no-brainer to me. It's not something that I was forcing myself to do. It's something that I do as a hobby because I created brain energy for my body, and I'm programming my muscles to be strong and to be active and be activated because you want to activate this lifestyle. Critical steps for weight loss. As a woman over 50 in menopause, there are critical steps that you need to take if you want weight loss. Because I'm seeing it with all of my clients that if they don't dial in some of these foundations, the weight loss doesn't happen because you see there's inflammation in your body from accumulation of years of the wrong diets, the wrong environmental toxins coming into our body that we don't always or can't always control. But now that we're in our 50s, we're in menopause, there's critical steps that we can do. It's called the foundational steps to aging beautifully and adventurously that I've created or I am working with my holistic low carb method, which you get to take advantage of. And thank you for listening today. I'm Lori Blue, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and your keto weight loss expert. And I am an obesity survivor, as well as having lost 100 pounds and finalizing that 100 pounds as a woman over 50. So you can't use the excuse of being 50 and not being able to lose weight because you're aging. But we as women get to age more beautifully and take health back into our hands, take control of the life that we want to live and recreate the beautiful body that we want to have and get back to being ourselves. Or for the very first time, like myself, it's becoming the confident, beautiful person that I am, the practitioner that's out here helping other women get their health back because I turned on my brain energy with low carb nutrition and lost the inflammatory weight that was causing my brain to not function the way I wanted it to, and to solve all the foundational issues and problems I'm having in my body so that I could get my body to create the energy it needs to have more movement and to be more actively in a weight loss lifestyle that is permanent weight loss if you practice it to age beautifully and adventurously the way that you want to do it. We got to create life as a health adventure. When you create your life as a health adventure, you win. And I like to use that term because we can win or lose at weight loss, but you want to look at this as going and having permanent results. So when you win, you get permanent results. When you just lose 10 or 20 pounds and think you're done and you're just on a diet and now you can go out and eat all the crap, you can go and on a cruise and eat all the stuff. It's food, it's in front of you. You're just going to do the thing, right? But you don't have to do that. You actually get to choose to eat the food that works for your body, that is information to your body, that's going to make you feel amazing, that's going to keep you thriving and feeling your confident best and looking your most beautiful self. Because that's going to come through from your skin. It's going to glow. You're going to be reducing all the visceral fat around your neck and your face so that you can feel more attractive. I once heard a doctor say that one of the reasons why women over 50 don't look attractive in their face is because it's full of inflammatory visceral fat. And that's kind of sounds awful. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that's where I lose all of my weight. I don't have any inflammation in my face or my neck. And I'm tightening up my skin as I practice aging beautifully and adventurously with the holistic low carb method as my lifestyle. And this is making me stronger. I'm thriving in my 60s and I feel great. I don't have any pain in my body. I am feeling so confident, dating in my 60s, and feel good in my body for the very first time in my life. I never had that. I just came into that a couple of years ago and celebrated my birthday, my 60th birthday, hiking rim to rim across the Grand Canyon. You probably heard that story, but it was like just a no-brainer to me. It's not something that I was forcing myself to do. It's something that I do as a hobby because I created brain energy for my body and I'm programming my muscles to be strong and to be active and be activated because you want to activate this lifestyle. When you get outside and get moving and start walking and start hiking and increasing your mileage as you go through it, even maybe doing half marathons like I do, that's just to increase my body's programming to want to build muscle, to create the energy I need for my body. The more you tell your body you want to live, the more you will live. You have to tell your body. We are more mitochondria and bacteria than we are human DNA. And so they want us to live and be strong, but we have to program that process by the right type of food and the right type of process. And if our body has fallen apart because we've misused it, we've eaten too many carbohydrates throughout the years, our inflammation is up, it happens. We live in a stressed world. Our hormones are disbalanced. We're just going to eat the things in front of us because we don't feel good. We have fatigue. There's brain fog. There's hunger. There's cravings. We got too much to do. Who wants to stress about what we're going to eat and worry about that? Because we've got to get through the day and we have to do our obligations. And there's grandchildren to take care of. But what if you could have all of that managed, take care of it, fix your fatigue, fix your brain energy, never have those hungers and craving. You get to control the food you eat because you have food freedom from cravings. You have food freedom from hunger because you're eating a low carb diet as nature provided and has created us for. We are predominantly a meat based body type where we are supposed to get our nutrition and our amino acids from animal protein. That is what works for our body. If we do not get that, we fall apart. That's going to lead me to why there's these critical steps that we need to manage to get our body to function the way we want it to. And there are like hidden healing opportunities, and that's going to be in the hormones, in the immune, digestion, detoxification, your energy systems, and your nervous system. All of these kind of tie together. They're the foundations of what I work with when I'm working with my clients and running the labs to find out how to get your body healthy to lose the weight. And I'm never going to know what I need to do exactly until I talk with you and see where you are, what you need to do, and how am I going to support you. I had a client come in the midway through, a little about 3 weeks into January, and having trouble just digesting water, not able to absorb minerals, headaches, pain, fatigue, depression, all of that happening. She can't digest minerals and couldn't hardly drink water and get hydrated. So I could tell specifically she is low stomach acid. She needed to be able to absorb those minerals. This is one of the foundational processes that I do initially with my clients, is get you to have the right nutrition with the right mineral balance. And that's why I give everybody a bonus HTMA, hair tissue mineral analysis, so I can find out what's going on in your body, so we can actually tweak your minerals, tweak your 4 major minerals, your calcium, your magnesium, your sodium, and potassium. This is critical, ladies. If you're not doing this, you're not going to have your adrenals and your thyroid managed, and you're not going to have them working for you. And I don't have any hypothyroidism. Do you know how many people have Hashimoto's or hypothyroidism? They can't manage their adrenals or their thyroid or their minerals, and they're not getting the right amount of protein, not absorbing that protein into your body. We need to have mineral balance. I need to know what your salt and potassium levels are doing so I can support you. And so that's what I did with this client. We text back and forth. When you're one of my 6-month clients, you get as unlimited texting so that we can figure out what's going on in your body. If you need that support, I'm going to be there for you, because if you're not able to feel comfortable in your body and you're paying me to help you solve this problem because you're investing in yourself, in your health, and I'm here to help you do that. And so this is something where you get to have your self-care, you get to invest in yourself so that you can have the best body you want to have in 6 months or less. That's how quick it can be. I'm just like blown away every time I hear about those 10 pounds of weight loss, 5 pounds here. Someone one of my clients had gained 5 pounds on carnivore last year. She's already lost that and is working to get the next 5 pounds down. And I'm bringing her subject up right now because I have a call with her later. And as I was going over her client follow-up form, which I print out all the time with my clients, she wants that weight loss. That's what she's focused on. Her diet's pretty much dialed in. We worked on that the first month, and actually in the very first week, me hearing what she needed to do and where she was in her lifestyle changes, I was able to then say, do this, 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 and this. Let's do this. 2.5 pounds down after a whole year of gaining weight. And then her depression's lessening as well in 1 week. And then within 30 days or less, it was a total of 5 to 6 pounds of weight loss gone and getting her body healthy. But she still wants more weight loss, which is understandable when we are 5'2" and we want to lose the weight. We can, But this is something that I wrote down. I wrote down this whole list of things that need to be done that I could do to support her. We've already gone over her results and recommendations with all of her 6 labs. I've done that. I've given her supplement protocol, which is a targeted supplement protocol to support her specific body. And one of the things that we're working on is reducing H. pylori in the stomach. She came up with some candida. We're worked on eliminating that. But there's also low cortisol levels. And so when you have low cortisol levels, your thyroid is sluggish and you have more fatigue, and there can be some depression. And so there's a lot of things that we can do to support that. But just going on a calorie reduction is not. These are all the things that I'm working on with her, with each of my clients, specifically customized and nutritional support that's individualized to each of my clients, because everybody's in a different spot. I can't do this any different. And yes, it is an investment in you, because I've created this program as a business, and I'm so excited to be able to offer it to you so that you can create and support the foundations of what you need to do, the critical steps for lasting weight loss as a woman over 50. Because when we're in menopause, we're stalled. Your thyroid's not functioning the way you want it to. Your adrenals are low. They may not be functioning the way you want to. That's why we can run a Dutch hormone test and find out, or do a saliva test, 24-hour urine test. We can do some things to figure out where you are. And I'm going to be looking at your methylation, at your adrenal health, your cortisol curve, what's going on in your body. Is that cortisol coming down at night, or are you laying in bed because your cortisol levels are too high? What can we do to support that? That is just one layer. I'm looking at whether or not what your nutrient levels need to be. And I'm running a metabolic panel and a permeability panel to find out what's going on with your histamine levels, which are hormones as well. And then also your permeability and your leaky gut situation. Is it in the yellow, green, or is it way turned on in the red? So these are all things that we're going to look at so I could support your gut. Because if you've got gut inflammation, there's a problem there. Dysbiosis, leaky gut. Those are all the things that I'm going to be looking at and tying that in and course correcting each week when I get together with my clients. The most critical step you need to focus on is digestion. Does that mean you might think that is simple? Because don't we just eat food and drink water and we digest what we need to digest? No, it's not happening. Across the board with my clients, turned off. You cannot lose weight when you have symptoms of low stomach acid, when your digestion isn't functioning, and downstream of that is inflammation, bacterial overgrowth, and your immune system starts to shut down and get lower. When that's happening, you're letting yourself open for bacteria to come into your stomach. You're letting yourself open to candida and fungus if you're feeding that, and then you're leaving yourself open to parasites. When you have leaky gut and it becomes systemic, these get into your body and you can cause more problems, and you have a systemic issue there. We want to shut all that down. So the most critical step you have to do is start with digestion and get that organized. And so I focus on this. It could take me anywhere from 30 days or longer, but it's going to get focused on, and we're going to implement that. And I'm going to keep coming around and around to that, because if you're not absorbing your food, then you're not absorbing your nutrients, and you're not absorbing those proteins and not breaking them down. You're going to have depression, fatigue, and problems focusing on hormone balance, because to get hormone balance, you have to have your amino acids and your protein on board. And that's another thing I'm going to look at. How are your B vitamins looking? Are you getting your glutathione for your body detoxification? Are you showing indican levels elevated, which are your liver dysfunction and maybe cholestasis, or your gallbladder's not functioning? Yes, these might not mean anything to you, but they do mean something to me. And it is a puzzle in front of me as a health detective. I'm going to look at all of that to find out what you specifically need to get your body jumpstart for that weight loss as a woman over 50. So these are critical steps, and we do need to look at them. If you could just lose weight, that would be great. We don't want to lose muscle mass. So if you go on a starvation diet and you're counting your calories and limiting your protein because that's what you were told to do, guess what's going to happen? You lose mass. You're losing bone mass. You're losing muscle mass. And you're losing some fat loss. And then after you get down to your 20 pounds or 10 pounds, 20-pound weight loss, and you eat all the things because you did your diet and you were successful and now you're done, all of a sudden, boomerang, you're back to where you were. You gain all the fat back, none of the muscle and bone. So now you've got osteoporosis, osteopenia, and sarcopenia. Probably didn't say that right, but that's muscle wasting. And we don't want that as a woman over 50. So we need to support digestion. We need to get that all dialed in. That's a critical step. And then discovering, is your stomach having that H. pylori bacteria or not? What's your stomach acid doing? And because it's if you have low stomach acid, the downstream cascading effect of that is messing up your adrenals, your thyroid, and your hormone balance. Who'd have thought, right? So many things that we could actually focus on and get it right. So this is how you collapse the time to get healthy, to lose weight, by dialing in your aging beautifully and adventurously lifestyle. You have to take control of this, whether you DIY it yourself or work with somebody like me, a functional medicine nutritionist and practitioner, helping to guide you to figure out what the next steps are for your body. I wrote all of these steps down so that I could ask my client what it is that she needs to focus on this week, what we can do that's going to be the most important thing for her, and how we're going to get all of this managed. And with low dopamine, with low cortisol levels, sluggish thyroid, part of the issue, what I do is I help you reset your metabolism. And then I help you manage the thyroid and get your thyroid to reset or to start functioning the way it's designed. But you got to eat protein and you got to absorb that protein. And so I was talking to another client in person today after our tennis lesson. My client that I play tennis with, we had our call afterwards, and these are some of her results that I'm super excited for. Not only is she down 10 pounds in less than a month, she said 4 days without alcohol. Super excited. And as we sat down to our call, I'm like, well, how do you feel? What's going well? She discovered that she likes to exercise rather than drinking that alcohol to keep herself from drinking the alcohol. And she felt and discovered that she liked that. And so I'm like, yeah, get out there, do some sprinting to reduce that visceral fat more readily. That's the best way to get rid of some of this body fat. And do you really want that alcohol? And so she wrote it down and she said, I'm done with alcohol. How powerful is that to get your liver to heal? Because if you don't address your liver, that is another step that we need to do. I'm going to help you support your liver and get you the right target so that you can support your liver, and taking the toxins out of your body are what's going to help. So it's not that we need to rely on cigarettes or alcohol. It's that if we digest our food and eat more and get more nutrition, we can actually program our body and our brain to function the way we want it to, and don't have to have alcohol and cigarettes to help ease in or support whatever mood we were in. And bringing in targeted supplementation like adaptogens, and getting off antidepressants and bringing things in like GABA and 5-HTP and those adaptogens. That's what you want to focus on. Getting off all the drugs and figuring out what herbs and supplements can help support your body so that you can be comfortable in your body, have balanced hormones, your thyroid is functioning, your brain is on fire, you're feeling and beautiful, and you're thriving in excellent health. You just feel exceptional. Everybody should. But there is a way to get there, and then there's ways to fall off the cliff and not get there. And so that's why these steps are critical. So when you do these steps that I've suggested and that I work with, is supporting that digestion, making sure you don't have low stomach acid, getting rid of H. pylori, reducing issues with candida, absorbing your nutrients, because now if you're taking a digestive enzyme, if you're doing the right digestive enzyme and you're getting the right probiotic in your body, you're able to absorb those nutrients. You re-inoculate the bacteria that you have. But do you have too much or too little? And where's the balance? Are you constipated or do you have diarrhea? And I need to know that, so I could guide you in exactly the direction that you need to go quickly so that you get the results that you need to have. So that's why these steps are so critical. And I'm supporting your immune system this whole time. So we got to focus on immune system, which is the grounding, the circadian balance, getting the movement. All of that needs to come in to support your immune system. If you're just living in a house with closed windows and you're not getting fresh air and you're not getting essential oils from nature into your body, your gut's not going to function the way it's designed. You're not going to have that circadian balance. You're going to have harder trouble sleeping. And if you're in an inflammatory state, you're going to be holding on to sodium rather than letting it out of your body. And that's going to show on your HTMA test, which is going to create weight gain. And so we want to get that all balanced, reducing that stress. You have to manage stress. If you don't figure out how to manage the stress and how to adapt your body to be more resilient, we need to be resilient. That's part of some of those critical steps that we're focused on, is as you do them, you create resilience, and things that bothered you and annoyed you before become a non-entity, and you're able to just sail through it and say, gosh, you know what? That used to bother me, but it doesn't bother me anymore. I'm so grateful. And being thankful and grateful every single day for what's going on in your body, that makes you feel better too. These are all the things that we can do. Hormone balance, always hormone balance with women. We're not cookie cutter men. We can't just do what the men are doing. We can't just say, I'm just going to eat this and I'm going to be fine. We have hormones to balance. We are much more intricate. And as women over 50, there's things that we have to correct to support that intricacies of having come to the age of 50 and having to put our bodies back together again, patch up all the cracks like Humpty Dumpty, figure out what's going on, fix the foundations, get our body back into homeostasis. These are the steps that people don't tell you about when you want weight loss. And you don't really even know the background process of why you're losing weight and what's happening in your body. It starts with digestion. It starts with assimilation. You have to absorb that protein into your body. You could be eating and drinking and not know why you don't feel good, not know why you're dizzy or you've got low blood pressure or high blood sugar, or what is the food doing for your body? You're actually getting it into your cellular system. Most people are not. And so that's why they end up on Lexapro or end up on some kind of antidepressant, because there's no nutrients going into the brain for your neurotransmitters and your dopamine is low. I've seen it on the lab work. We have to support that. We have to eat more protein. And so that was one of my client today. She was telling me, she goes, oh my gosh, I'm able to eat more. I can do more eggs. I could do more ground beef. And she's digesting it. It feels amazing, can say no to cigarettes, can say no to alcohol. And she's on it. That 10 pounds came off because she had the guidance and accountability from me to help guide her in the direction she needed to go and to give her that superpower of accountability. My conviction and my certainty that this works and that you will get results is what guides my clients to success, to reduce health dysfunction. This is a weight loss and a diabetes solution, which ends up being a disease solution. So whatever you've got going on, don't accept it. Don't accept aging. You do not have to age after 50 rapidly. You get to slow it down, age more young, age more beautifully, age adventurously, and have a longevity lifestyle where you're strong, have bones, have muscles into your hundreds. But the way we are today, if you're just eating the carbs and maybe you tried keto and you keep falling off and you tried low carb and it just doesn't work for you, it's because your minerals are off, your hormones are off, your adrenals are off, your cortisol levels are off. Let's get it all turned on. Let's get it working. That's what you want to focus on. I have this list to work with my client and discuss what it is that she needs to do so that she can have the health that she wants to have. We just got to support her where she's at, bring in the supplements that she needs for her body to get stronger. And then as she's doing this, it's going to work for where she is to help her thrive, help her feel better so she has better thyroid. Because the thyroid is sluggish, it shows that on the Dutch test. And when your thyroid is sluggish and your adrenals are low, and that leaves you with lower cortisol levels, it's harder to get the energy to do what you need to do, and even to lose the weight, because there's not enough energy to do the body processes it needs to do, and your body's going to hold on to the body fat. And so we correct the energy levels, we support the nervous system, we support the energy levels, bring in the low carb nutrition, but get your body to absorb the low carb nutrition. That's the most critical thing I'm seeing, and that is what we need to focus on to get all of this taken care of. You know, if you can't drink water in the morning, if you're nauseous, if you have problems with drinking or eating anything, there is a dysfunction. I am noticing it when I am out with other people. I'm told that I eat a lot, and I'm like, well, yeah, I've got my digestion dialed in. And if I'm out there doing 10 to 12 mile hike, I'm going to eat 30 to 50 grams of protein when I sit down to eat if I haven't eaten all day. And I'm going to take all of that food into my body. I'm going to break it all down and I'm going to absorb it. That's what builds my energy. That's what gives me my body processes. And when I am actually doing intermittent fasting, as I'm doing right now, I have not eaten today and it is almost 1 o'clock. And so by the time I am in ketosis, so I tend to talk faster. So I am trying to slow it down for you guys, because when you want energy, you dial that in with your diet and lifestyle factors that you create for yourself, that I help guide you towards. Look at me as your traveling health practitioner, because that's what I do. I am a traveling health practitioner helping women create a health adventure lifestyle and activate low carb living to age beautifully and adventurously using the holistic low carb method and the food bridges for low carb living. I meet you where you're at. I take you where you need to go. You don't know where you need to go. You don't know what's going on in your body. That's why my clients hire. You've got depression, fatigue, brain fog. You don't feel like yourself anymore. And there's cognitive decline. Maybe people in your family are always having Alzheimer's or diabetes and you don't want to have that. Well, you don't have to have it. It is not inevitable. You get to practice epigenetics and turn it all off. It's a choice. You have to change your diet and you have to take out the sugars and you have to take out the grains because they don't serve your goal or your vision. If your vision is to be beautiful and more slender, then those are going to sabotage you and not give you the brain energy that you need. If you could have had that, you would have already had that and wouldn't be where you're at now, searching for your solutions like I did to find out what is your weight loss solution. Your weight loss solution only comes with a disease solution. They're two tied together because you get one with the other. So you work on your health, you get the weight loss. The two together is a weight loss and diabetes solution because it works that way. That's why I've designed it, because that's what it did for me. And that's what I'm noticing with my clients. I use 6 diagnostic labs to help you uncover your hormones and your immune system, your nervous system, work with what needs to be turned on or off, the things need to be backed off. And I don't know what that is until I see it. And so if you have high histamine levels, you could have low histamine levels. If your DAO is too low and needs supporting, or is the DAO too high and we need to back it off? Those are some things that I've had to do recently, and it's very fascinating to see that process. And I had to do the deep dive on that because I'm like, what the heck? How do we fix this? I am a health detective and I love functional health and nutrition, and I use that to support the health of our body as human beings, the way we're designed to eat more fat and protein. And you can have carbohydrates that are right for your body. You need to discover your carb code. But when you're overweight, you're unhealthy, you have cognitive decline, you have a disease, you have a process happening in your body, in your brain, you need to be more therapeutic in your approach to healing your body so you get that weight loss that you want to have. And it's not low calorie eating. It's not minimizing your protein. It's creating more protein to get the right amount of amino acids so your body can work for what it needs to do. It's supporting the glutathione levels, bringing in your B vitamins, but which ones? All of these things are customized to each person because everybody's got a different process happening in their body. All of us have different food sensitivities. All of us are in a different hormonal state. Even in menopause, you can have a little bit of testosterone, or maybe you have a little bit of DHA, not any testosterone. Maybe you're estrogen dominant, even though your estrogen is in a menopausal range. And so we need to bring in your hormone replenishment. So that means bringing in your progesterone. But if your gut is inflamed and you have to detox your gut and you have to clear up dysbiosis, you don't want to add any estrogen into that mix, or even any DHEA until we know what's going on in your body. And so when I run the labs, this is what I'm analyzing. And that's why I'm looking at this list and working on figuring out what's the next step for my client so she gets her vision and goals to where she wants to be and she's comfortable and feels good with her program. So the foundations, there's so many critical steps that we need to take to get there, is basically managing your hormones or your histamine levels, your adrenals, your thyroids, all of your sex hormones, and working with your energy and nervous system. Because if we can't manage our energy and nervous system, we can't focus on the next step to take. That's why you hire me. So I can manage that for you. So I could figure out how to support you and give you my certainty and conviction and my superpower that I know you're going to make the wins and get the results if you put in the work, because I'm going to guide you. So I'm so excited when my client is like on the backside of this, texting me every couple of days saying, this is going well, this is working. Oh my God, just yesterday I posted this story, but she's like, my depression's going. I know I'm absorbing these. I'm feeling better. I'm a little bit tired because she's working on killing off H. pylori, but she's noticing it and she's noticing less depression. Exclamation point. When you win, when you actually choose health as a health hobby and activate low carb living for the nutrition you need for your body to get back on track. These are the critical foundational steps that you need to do. Weight loss doesn't happen until you figure out what your weight loss blocks are. When you uncover them and uncover those hidden healing opportunities and address them by running those 6 labs, yes, it's an investment, but you're worth it. I'm worth it. We're all worth it. This is life. And if we want to live our best life, be able to get up and down off the ground. I just got back from the store and I'm like, I keep squatting and people are probably looking at me funny, like, what's she doing down there squatting? But I'm looking at the labels and I can get up and down. We want to be able to get up and down off the ground. That's the longevity factor. We want to be able to create muscle and have a brain that's functioning so we could do what we need to do to be the badass woman we want to be. This is about reclaiming your second half of your life to be your best life. And you can do that. And if you're ready for action, I'm ready for 3 new clients. And if this is resonating with you, you might be my next client. So give me a call at loribaloo.com. You can email me. You can DM me on this in this video and leave a message. And if you leave a message or have a question, I always respond. So let's start a conversation here. Let me know what's working for you or not working for you. And if you're interested in my program, we get on a call. I'm going to ask you what's going well, what's not going well, and I'm going to find out what's going on in your body so that I can start addressing it on that very first call. Because there's so many things that we can do, you just don't know what they are. That's why I find out what's going on, discover your metabolic chaos, and do a metabolic analysis, do a thorough health intake, and find out how to take you forward to the next level so you get your health that you want. If we need to text, on my 6-month program, that's what you get to do. We get to text and communicate to figure out where you need to go in the direction of the health that you need to take that are critical for your weight loss. But more than that, and this is what my clients are saying, like, I don't care if I get any more weight loss. I want this gone. I want my brain back. I want the depression gone. I'm tired of this pain. I want the headaches gone. I want to reduce those fatigue. And yes, sure, all of a sudden, 5 pounds down because we addressed the basic foundational critical steps for weight loss, which is addressing the minerals, hydration, digestion, and dysbiosis in taking out inflammatory foods. All right, I'm here for you. I'll see you soon. Bye.